Hare Krishna. So, a very warm welcome to all of you for today's session on the Bhagavad Gita. We'll start our session with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, in this ninth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we have covered some very important aspects of this philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. And in the previous shloka, we discussed Lord Krishna. He spoke to Arjun about our activities of eating and how we can offer the results of all our activities to Krishna. Because this 26th and 27th shloka of the Bhagavad Gita, of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, they are one of the most important shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita. In the 26th shloka of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna talks about how we have to offer food to Krishna and then we have to honor the food as prasadam. If you remember, I told you about how we can, all of us, we all must do that. First, we should offer food to Krishna and then we should eat. But what will we offer to Krishna? That is our Vaishnav Siddhant, that is our Vaishnav philosophy. That first we don't prepare food for ourselves. We prepare food for Krishna and we eat the remnants of food which is eaten by Krishna. But then, how will we know what Krishna wants to eat? Because Krishna will accept only what he wants to eat. We just can't offer anything and everything to Krishna. So that Krishna says in the 26th shloka of the 9th chapter. He says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. That means food items can be prepared from patram, leaves, grains, vegetables, fruits, milk. So patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. So these are the 4 ingredients using which we can prepare varieties of delicious food items. And that we can offer to Krishna. So Lord Krishna, what is he saying in the 26th shloka? That patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. If a devotee offers that to me in love and devotion, with love and devotion, Krishna does not want food from us. He eats our love, he eats our devotion. That's what Krishna eats. In fact, this shloka reminds me of a very beautiful pastime of one of our great Acharya, Raghunandan Thakur. So Raghunandan Thakur, our great Acharya, when he was very little, at a tender age, some 4 or 5 year old. So his father also was a pure devotee of Krishna and he was born to a pure devotee father. So Raghunandan Thakur, since childhood, he was a pure devotee. By birth, he was a pure devotee of Krishna. So he was very little at that time and his father was going for a pilgrimage to Jagannath Puri. So the father, before leaving for the pilgrimage, he told his son, little child, Raghunandan Thakur, he was very little, 4 or 5 year old at that time. So father told him that every day, if I am not here, because I am going for pilgrimage, so I am not here, so every day you should offer food to Krishna in the altar. So they had an altar where Lord Krishna's paintings were there. So said that you should offer food to Krishna every day And then once Krishna eats, after that, you should eat food. So he was a little child, 4 or 5 year old child, our great Acharya Raghunandan Thakur. So, and father told before going for place of pilgrimage that mother, so his mother, basically the mother of Raghunandan Thakur, said that your mother will prepare food for the Lord. She will place it in a plate and she will give it to you. So you have to place tulsi on all the food items in every bowl. Then you have to take a glass of water, put tulsi in that, tulsi leaves, and then you have to place the plate inside the altar, chant the mantras which I have told you, and then close the altar. And then after that, when you open the altar, Krishna would have eaten the food, and then you can also eat. So the child said, okay, yes, father, I'll do that. So next day, mother prepared the food and gave the plate to Raghunandan Thakur, little child, 4 or 5 year old. So Raghunandan Thakur did exactly the same what father had told. So he placed the plate inside the altar, placed the glass of water, put tulsi in all the items. And then he chanted the mantras and then he closed the altar. So father had told that after a few minutes when you open the altar, then Krishna would have eaten food and then you can eat. So he opened the altar after a few minutes and he saw that food is still lying there only like that. So he thought that maybe I have committed some mistake in chanting the mantra, so let me do it again. So again he did that, repeated the process, chanted the mantras and then closed the altar. And after a few minutes, he opened the altar again for the second time. And again food was lying there only in the plate as it is. So now he became angry, little child, and he was hungry also. So he said to Krishna, listen, my father has told that you should eat food first. If you don't eat this time, I'll become very angry on you. I am very hungry. Eat it nicely. So again he did that. He again chanted the mantras, closed the altar. And after a few minutes when he opened the altar, he saw that food is still lying there in the plate only like that. So he became very angry. And that little child, he took a stick, whipping stick, and he took that whipping stick and showed it to Krishna. If you don't eat this time, I will hit you with a stick. And then Krishna came out of the altar and told, wait, 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 I'm eating. Don't hit me, I'm eating. Wait. And Krishna ate all the food. It's a real pastime it's a real divine activity of one of our great Acharya. And then it went on for many days till the father returned from the place of pilgrimage. So when his father returned, he asked, did you feed the Lord nicely? Gave him food nicely? And so Raghunandan Thakur, 4 or 5 year old child, he said, yes, yes. First day he did lot of nuisance. He was creating lot of nuisance, but then I showed him the stick and then every day he is coming and eating nicely. So the father became astonished. He said, what is he saying? How is it possible? And then he asked the mother that he's saying that first day he showed stick and then Krishna is coming and eating the food. So mother said, well, I also have this doubt. I think he is only eating and he is saying that Krishna is eating. So the father said, okay, let us examine. So he told, okay, now you go and offer the food. And then father, he was peeping through the window and he saw that actually Krishna is coming out of the altar and eating the food physically. So the father, he went and hugged the child, Raghunandan Thakur. He said that what I could not do at till this age, my child did it in just when he is just 4 or 5 year old little tender child. So Why Krishna did that? Because he was a pure devotee of Krishna. Raghunandan Thakur. By birth, he was a pure devotee of Krishna. So Krishna is not after our food. He does not eat food. He does not need food from us. All food he is only providing to everyone. So he is not in need of the food that we offer to Krishna. No. Krishna eats our love. Krishna eats our love. So that's what in the 26th shloka of the 9th chapter, Lord Krishna is telling what all we can offer to him, because we offer to Krishna what Krishna likes to eat. We don't offer to Krishna what we like to eat. No. So Krishna is clearly telling what all we can offer to him. So patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Food items which are prepared from food grains, milk, fruits, juices, all milk items and grains and vegetables and all these things. So that's how we prepare delicious food items from these ingredients, and we prepare and then we offer to Krishna with love and devotion. And the process to offer, I told in the previous session, right? So Krishna is telling that यो में bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upaharitam ashnami. Ashnami means I eat that food. I accept that food item when my devotee offers with love and devotion. Right? So we don't prepare food for ourselves. We prepare food for Krishna, and then the remnants we eat. So that all the sinful reactions from that food, even vegetarian food has sinful reactions. Right? So all the sinful reactions from that food is taken away by Krishna, and Krishna gives. So first he eats the food, and then he gives his mercy in the form of prasadam. That's why it is called prasad. Prasad means mercy of the Lord. When Krishna is pleased with us, he gives us his mercy in the form of Krishna prasadam. So as Vaishnavas, we only eat prasadam, nothing else. So we offer only those food items which Krishna has sanctioned. Food grains, vegetables, milk, juices. From all these things, we can prepare varieties of food items. And we don't offer onion and garlic. Why? Because onion and garlic are considered to be tamoguna, mode of ignorance. In the 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we will see Lord Krishna talks about different kinds of food items in different modes. So when we offer to Lord Krishna, we offer food item which is in mode of goodness. Okay. So we don't offer onion and garlic because they have no nutritional value and they are in mode of ignorance. There are many food items which are in mode of ignorance. Like we don't offer tea, coffee, all these things. Why? Because they are intoxicants. They contain intoxicants. Okay. So what we don't offer to Krishna, we don't eat. We eat only what we offer to Krishna, because we eat food which is first accepted by Krishna, and then we eat the remnants of food items which are eaten by Krishna. Okay. So Krishna in the 26th chapter told that when my devotee offers to me with love and devotion food items prepared from patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, I will accept it. And then in the 27th shloka, Lord Krishna talks about not only food, not only that we have to offer food to Krishna. No. He's saying, Yat karoshi, yat juhoshi, yad ashnasi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. No, Arjun, not only that you have to offer food to me. No. Yat karoshi, whatever work you do. Okay. Yat karoshi, whatever work you do. Yat juhoshi, whatever offerings you make. Okay. Yat karoshi, yat juhoshi, yad ashnasi, whatever you eat. Dadasiyad, whatever you give away in charity. Yat tapasyasi, whatever tapasya, whatever austerities you are performing, all that must be given to me. That must be done as an offering unto me. That means your life, each and every moment of your life should be surrendered to me. Whatever you do, whatever you give, whatever you uh, offer, whatever austerities you perform, it must all be done as an offering unto me. Right? Why? Because everything belongs to Krishna. In fact, there was a scientist, and once he had a dream, and in that dream, the Supreme Lord came. So the scientist, when he saw the Supreme Lord, he said that, my dear Lord, now we don't need you with us. So the Lord said, why? He said, well, now we are advanced. We have made lot of advancement in technology. Now we have gone into the space. Although these scientists, they believe that they have landed on the moon. According to Vedic scriptures, no one can land on the moon. Okay. In between Earth and moon, there are different dimensions. And in these different dimensions, there are a lot of invisible planets. So they land on those invisible planets, Rahu, Ketu, and they think that they have landed on the moon. No, no one can go to the moon. Anyways, so he said that we have now conquered the space, we have spacecrafts, we have skyscraper buildings, we have constructed so many things. So now we don't need you. So the Lord said, oh, is it like that? Okay. But anyways, now you have you have made so much of advancement in technology. Can you prepare uh, a little vessel for me made of mud? So the scientist said, oh, that's nothing. We have made such advancement in technology. I'll make for you a pot made of mud. So the scientist, he started digging mud from earth. So the Lord said, wait a minute. First prepare your own mud. So what are we doing? We are simply manipulating the energies of Krishna. These bricks and cement of which we construct big skyscrapers. Where from they come? They come from earth. Who has created earth? Krishna. The doors and windows which are made up of wood and nowadays from glass or steel. Where from these have come? From earth. Who has created earth? Krishna. So for everything we are dependent on Krishna. We have not created anything. We are just manipulating the energies of Krishna. And that we can do because we know that we are superior energy of Krishna. Matter is inferior energy. Matter is apara shakti. We are para prakriti. Matter is apara prakriti. So apara means inferior. We are superior. So that's why we are able to manipulate matter to some extent. We cannot manipulate matter like Krishna. Krishna can float the whole universe in space. We can float only tiny satellites in space, right? Krishna can float these billions and trillions of planets and galaxies and nakshatras and everything in space. We cannot do that. We cannot manipulate matter unlimitedly. Krishna can do that. But we can manipulate to little extent because we are tiny. We are very tiny beings in the whole universe. So that's what Krishna is telling. That yat karoshi, yat juhoshi, yad ashnasi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. That Arjun, Whatever you are doing, all your work must be offered to me. So how will we offer all our work to Krishna? By offering it to the spiritual master. Because Lakshmi is meant for service of Lord Narayan. Lakshmi belongs to Narayan. So whatever Lakshmi we are earning, that Lakshmi must go for service of Lord Narayan. And how it will go for service of Lord Narayan? By offering it to a pure devotee, by offering it to the spiritual master. Because Krishna has a plan, he has a mission on this earthly planet. What is his mission? Krishna says in the 4th chapter, यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम धर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. That Arjun, dharma संस्थापनार्थाय, re-establishment of dharma. What is dharma? Dharmam to sakshat bhagavad pranitam. Word spoken by Krishna is dharma. Bhagavad Gita. So for propagation of the message of Bhagavad Gita, for constructing temples for Krishna, we must give our hard-earned money to Krishna. So all of you should do that. All of you must donate and give away your hard-earned money for propagating the message of Bhagavad Gita, what we are doing. All of you must give some part of your income to us, because that Lakshmi we will use for propagating the mission of the Lord. Right? For us, we don't want anything, but for Krishna, we want everything. All money in the world. Not only money which you earn, that money which you have kept for yourself, that also you should give, right? Because nothing will go with us. Whatever we give to Krishna, that is our fixed deposit. The rest, everything will remain here only. Okay. So in this way, by offering food to Krishna and by giving our hard-earned money, Lakshmi, to Krishna, we make our life Krishnized. Our whole life becomes Krishnized. And in this way, we become eligible for Krishna's mercy. Okay. So now today we'll begin our discussion with shloka number 28 of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So this 28th shloka is very, very special, because 28th and 29th shloka, Lord Krishna, he gives conclusion to some of the most fundamental truths about bhakti. So we'll begin our discussion today with text 28, shloka number 28 of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Shubha shubha phalairevam मोक्षसे कर्म बंधनैः संन्यास योग युक्तात्मा विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि. शुभाशुभ फलैरेवं मोक्षसे कर्म बंधनैः संन्यास योग युक्तात्मा विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि. Translation. Thus, a person who is renounced yet engaged in loving devotional service to me becomes free from both auspicious and inauspicious results, liberated from all material bondage, and ultimately attains me. Very important shloka. Very important shloka. Because you see, in the previous two shlokas, 26th shloka and 27th shloka, Lord Krishna talks about how we can make our life completely Krishnized. How we can make our life, how we can make Krishna as the center of our life. By offering food to Krishna and eating only Krishna prasadam, and whatever we earn, whatever Lakshmi we have, we offer it for the service of Lord Krishna. By doing these two things, we become fully Krishnaized in our life. Now, here in this shloka, Lord Krishna gives the conclusion. What is he saying? If we do that, if we follow 26th and 27th shloka of the Bhagavad Gita, because these two shlokas are one of the most important shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita, if we follow these two shlokas, then what will happen? So Lord Krishna is telling, Shubh Ashubh Phalayrevam. Shubh and Ashubh Phal. Shubh means auspicious, which is very good, which is very nice, which we want. And Ashubh means inauspicious, which we don't want, which we don't like. Okay. So Shubh means auspicious and Ashubh means inauspicious. Okay. So Shubha Shubha Phalayrevam. Now Lord Krishna is telling that Arjun, moksha se karma bandhane. Lord Krishna is telling that Arjun, you'll become free from karma bandhana. You'll become free from all the karma bandhan. What is the meaning of karma bandhan? Karma bandhan means bondage to karmic reactions, bondage to karma. Because every action has a reaction. Okay. Every action has a reaction. That reaction to this action will lead to some more set of actions. Now those actions will have many reactions. Those reactions again will lead to many set of actions again. So this keeps increasing, this karma bandhan, continuously we get entangled in this cycle of karma and their reactions. This material world is compared to Bhava Sagar. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna in the 12th chapter, he says that Bhavami na chirat partham mrityu sansara sagarat. So Lord Krishna says that this material world is mrityu sansara sagar. Sagar means ocean. Now what are the characteristics of an ocean? Ocean is huge and if a person enters the ocean, he comes fully under the control of the waves of the ocean. Isn't it? As soon as you enter the ocean, you are fully controlled by the waves of the ocean. A ship may be very huge. It may look very huge on land. But as soon as the ship enters the ocean, it looks tiny. Right? And that ship is completely maneuvered by the waves of the ocean. Wherever the waves will take, we have to go that way. So the waves of the ocean, they represent the three modes. The upper band of the waves represent Sattva Guna or mode of goodness. The middle bands of the waves represent Rajoguna and the lower bands of the waves represent Tamoguna or mode of ignorance. Okay. So we are constantly bombarded. Living entities in this material world are constantly bombarded, constantly under the influence of the three modes. And no one can control it. Once you are in an ocean, can you control the waves? No. Waves will control you. Similarly, when we are in this material world, we cannot control the three modes. The three modes control us. So sometimes a living entity is under the influence of mode of goodness. So if he is under the influence of mode of goodness, now this goodness is material mode of goodness. Okay. So in this material world, the goodness that we say, it is material mode of goodness. It is not real mode of goodness, because real mode of goodness only exists in Vaikuntha. Real mode of goodness is only existing in spiritual world. Only pure devotees are in real mode of goodness. Otherwise, in this material world, the goodness that generally people experience, that is material mode of goodness. That is also material in nature, but still it is better than mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Right? So if a living entity, because a living entity is constantly bombarded, he is constantly bombarded, he is constantly under the influence of the three modes. So if a living entity comes under the influence of mode of goodness, then he does good activities. Not really good activities, because I don't like such activities. But yeah, in the material world, it may look good to people. So he may do some so-called materially good activities. For example, feeding someone or helping someone. Now, this temporary help may look good materially, but that is not real help. What is real help to the living entity? To make them devotees of Krishna. That is true help. Constructing hospitals. Why you need hospitals? 100 years back, there were no hospitals. So people didn't used to live. Still people were living, and they used to live happily. They used to live happily. They used to die happily. Why hospitals are required? Because diseases are increasing. Why diseases are increasing? Because Krishna is not pleased by activities, because people don't know that Yasmin Tushte Jagat Tushte. If Krishna is satisfied, whole world will be satisfied, and there will be no need of hospitals. There will be no need of helping people materially. Why? Because Krishna is taking care of everything in this creation. He is providing to an ant. He is providing to an elephant. He is providing to a whale in the ocean. To everyone, Krishna is providing. So will he not provide to his devotees? Yes, 100% he will provide. But then we have to become devotees, isn't it? Now, because people are not serving Krishna, so that's why miseries are increasing in this world. And that's why then to people think that by constructing hospitals, miseries will go away. But no. To make one person a pure devotee of Krishna is much, millions of times more benevolent work than constructing thousands of hospitals. Suppose for everyone, if we construct one hospital, for every human being on earth, we construct one hospital, will we be able to save even one person from dying? No. Death has to come one day. Whether a person dies in a hospital or whether he dies at his home, death has to come, isn't it? So these are all so-called material good works. But as devotees, pure devotees don't like all these activities. Why? Because it's simply wastage of time. That time we should utilize in becoming devotees of Krishna, making people devotees of Krishna. That is why our acharyas, they never do all these things. They construct temples. They preach the glories of Krishna. Right? So, now coming back to this shloka, what is Lord Krishna saying here? That shubh ashubh phalayareva. So as I told you that we are always constantly living entities in this material world are bombarded with the three modes. So sometimes when a living entity comes under the influence of mode of goodness, he may do some materially good activities, although It may look like good activities, but ultimately it's a cause of bondage, because now he has done some materially good activities. So to enjoy the fruits of the work that he has done, he has to take a good body. Generally, those who do material good activities on earthly planet, they can go up to Swargaloka. Swargaloka means heavenly planetary system. So they can go up to Swargaloka. But if you remember, 2 sessions back, there was a shloka in the 9th chapter where Lord Krishna is saying, Shine Punya Martya Lokam Vishanti. Right? So when a person, he by doing good activities on earthly planet, he acquires good credits, pious credits. And by acquiring pious credits, he goes to upper planetary systems to enjoy. So how long he will enjoy? Only till the pious credits are there. Now once pious credits become zero, again he has to come to earthly planet. Now if he is fortunate, again he'll come in touch with mode of goodness, but if he comes in touch with mode of ignorance, then he will do bad activities. Then the same person will get degraded to lower species, insects, birds, bees, plants, all these species. And then when the sinful, so why he is experiencing those lower species? Because of punishment, because he did some bad deeds, because he came in touch with mode of ignorance. Now once those sinful reactions get over, after he faces punishment in lower species, again then he becomes human being on earth. Again, if he comes in touch with mode of goodness, he goes up. If he comes in touch with mode of ignorance, he goes down. So this perpetual existence goes on. And that perpetual existence in this material world is called karma bandhan. You see? That's what Lord Krishna is telling. Shubha Shubha Phalair Evam Moksha se karma bandhane. That Arjun, by performing the activities which I told in shloka number 26 and 27 in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the previous 2 shlokas, if a person follows those 2 shlokas, what will happen? Shubh Ashubh Phal. Shubh Phal means by doing material good activities. Ashubh Phal means by doing materially bad activities. A person becomes free. A person becomes free from both good activities as well as bad activities. That means he does not have to take body again, whether good body or bad body, nothing. Why? Because moksha se karma bandhane, he has become free from karma bandhan. Sannyas yoga yuktatma vimukto mam upashyasi. Sannyasa yoga yuktatma. And then Lord Krishna is telling that Sannyasa yoga yuktatma. So what is Sannyasa yoga yuktatma? Yoga means union with Krishna. And Sannyasa yoga means, sannyas means to give up everything for Krishna. So Sannyasa yoga means, because the goal of human life is not to develop detachment. No. What detachment? Nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to Krishna. तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा? I give you what belongs to you. So what am I losing? Nothing. Isn't it? So nothing belongs to us. Even this body will enter earth. Even this body does not belong. Nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to Krishna. So the goal of life is not detachment. No. The goal of life is attachment to Krishna. What detachment? Because nothing belongs to me. So what will I get detached from? You have to get detached from something which belongs to you, but nothing belongs to you. So what detachment are we going to practice? It's useless, waste of time. Suppose you stand in front of a bank and say that I have renounced the bank, people will say, no, that you are a mad person. Why? Because this bank does not belong to you. So how can you renounce the bank? Similarly, nothing belongs to us. So what are we going to renounce? Nothing. So sannyasi yoga yuktatma means sannyasi yoga. Yoga means union with Krishna. So the goal of life is to develop love for Krishna, attachment to Krishna. And once we become attached to Krishna, love for Krishna develops, material detachment automatically takes place. Automatically we become detached from matter once we develop attachment to Krishna. Right? So that is the meaning of sannyasi yoga yuktatma. Sannyas yoga means to give up everything, gradually developing attachment to Krishna, and because of attachment to Krishna, there is detachment from material world. It's not that we have to artificially develop detachment. No. Detachment will automatically come because we are getting attached to, we are in love with Krishna. Because of love for Krishna, that detachment with matter automatically develops. So Lord Krishna is telling that sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mamupashyasi. Vimukto means to become free from, and mamupashyasi. Mamupashyasi means to go back to Krishna. Right. So sannyas yoga means bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga means that yoga in which we develop love for Krishna, we develop attachment to Krishna, and because of that, automatically there's detachment from material world. Okay. So that is why, that is the meaning of moksha. That's what Lord Krishna is saying here. Vimukto pashyasi. So a person will become liberated from all karmic reactions and he will come back to me. Mamupashyasi means to come back to me. Okay. So that is the meaning of moksha. That is the meaning of liberation. Moksha or liberation does not mean that we have to merge in sky. No, that's complete nonsense. We have to go back to Krishna, where Krishna lives, and we have to take part in his beautiful divine activities, which is going on in the spiritual world in Golok Vrindavan. So that's what Lord Krishna is telling, that sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mamupashyasi. Mamupashyasi means to come back to me or to attain me. Now text 29, shloka number 29. समोहम सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्योस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम् समोहम सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्योस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्. ट्रांसलेशन, अनुवाद. ट्रांसलेशन: I am equally disposed to all living entities. I harbor no hatred towards anyone, nor do I favor anyone. However, my devotee who renders loving devotional service unto me is in me and I am in him. Now you see. So Lord Krishna is telling that samoham sarva bhuteshu. Samo means equal, equally disposed. That I am equally disposed to every living entity. No, name dveshyosti. I don't hate anyone. I don't have hatred towards anyone. And asti na priya. And there is no one who is very dear to me. Neither I hate anyone nor I love anyone. That means I am situated as samoham. Samoham means neutral. Okay. So samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priya. That Arjun, I am equal to everyone. No one is dear to me. No one is not dear to me. I am equal to everyone. But you see the condition. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. Ye bhajanti. Bhajanti means one who does my bhajan. Bhajan means seva, loving devotional service. So Lord Krishna is telling that ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. But a person who does bhajan, who is engaged in my loving devotional service, mam bhaktya, that devotee of mine, mai te teshu cha apiyaham. I am in him and he is in me. What is the meaning of I am in him, he is in me? That I am always thinking of him and he is always thinking of me. So how can it be? Because at first place Krishna is telling that I am equal to everyone. But then he is saying that I am always thinking of my devotee. How can both be true? So I'll give you an example. Suppose a father has 10 children, 10 sons, and one son. So for a father, all 10 children are equal. So for Krishna also, all the living, that's what Lord Krishna is saying. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Bhuteshu means all the living entities in the universe are equal to me. All are equal to me. All the living entities in the universe are equal to me. That is why our Vaishnava philosophy is we should never ever kill animals for our tongue. Why? Because all the living entities, they belong to Krishna. Who are we to kill them? If we can't give birth to them, we have no right to kill them. Right? So, such people, those who are animal killers, they kill animals to eat, for satisfying their tongue. They are very sinful and they are bound to be punished by the laws of Lord Krishna. So, and in animal life, if an animal kills another animal, that animal will not come under influence of karma bandhan or that karmic reaction. But if human kills animal, then that is very dangerous for that human being. Right? So, human beings cannot kill animals. Animals can kill other animals. Why? Because animals they don't fall under the purview of laws of karma. No. Because an animal will never go against its nature. A cow will never eat flesh and a lion will never eat grass. Okay. So, this law is for human beings. That human beings can never kill animals. They should never kill animals for their tongue. So now here Lord Krishna is telling that Arjun samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priya. That Arjun, everyone is equal to me. I am equal to everyone. And name dveshyosti na priya. And no one is dear to me, nor I hate anyone. But ye bhajanti to mam bhaktya. But a devotee of mine who is engaged in my loving devotional service, Mai tete shuchapyaham. I am in him and he is in me. I am always thinking of him and he is always thinking of me. So, for example, if a father has 10 children and one of the child, every day he comes to the father talks very nicely to him, gives him respect, massages his feet. So automatically that child will receive more mercy. It's not that father has decided that I'll be more favorable or I'll favor that child. No, that child has, because he's serving the father, automatically he will attract more mercy from the father. Automatically he will acquire more love from the father. It's not that father has decided that I love that child more. No. Because of the servitude, because of the loving service of the child, the father automatically will love that child little more than others. Why? Because that child has made himself eligible to receive more mercy. Right? So it's not favorism. It's not that the Lord is or the father is favoring that child. No. That child deserves to be favored more. Why? Because he's serving more the father. Right? So similarly, or for example, another example is there, like those soldiers who fight for the country. Now, it's not that they are the soldiers who fight on the border. Laws are different for them. Why? Because they are fighting for the country. Country knows that they are special people. They have dedicated their lives for the country. They are ready to die for the country. So that's why the more they kill people, the more they are rewarded. Whereas ordinary people, they can't kill even one person. But the soldiers, the more they kill, the more they receive awards. So that's what Lord Krishna is telling here. For a king, all the ministers, all the citizen of the king, they are all same. But still, son is son. Son is always son. No one can take the place of son. How much ever great a king may be, but he will always be more affectionate towards his son. Similarly, how much ever great a person may be, but ultimately, right? So Krishna is not partial, but when a devotee lovingly serves Krishna, he becomes eligible to receive special mercy of Krishna. And Krishna can do anything for his pure devotees. Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. Krishna gives special protection to his pure devotees because these pure devotees are engaged in loving devotional service to Krishna. Right? So now we move to the last part of the 9th chapter. Next session will be the last session of the 9th chapter. And that will complete half of the Bhagavad Gita because Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. So 9 chapters will complete in the next session. And from the next week, we'll begin with the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So today's session will stop here. All of you must remember these four shlokas which we discussed, 26, 27, 28, 29. These form the crux and the basis of bhakti. Whatever we eat, we offer food to Krishna and eat. Our hard-earned money, Lakshmi, we must give to the spiritual master for enhancing and for glorifying and for increasing the mission of Krishna, which is preaching of the Bhagavad Gita and constructing temples. And we must always, by performing this loving devotional service, we become free from karma bandhan and we attain Krishna at the end of our life. So that is what we are seeing here. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming for today's session. We'll stop here. We'll begin our discussion. We'll have some more discussion in the next session. Hare Krishna.